I see.
That's it. I'm sure of it.
Like I'm forgetting something.
Of course. I'm sorry. However... Of course.
Most unfortunate. Actually, indeed. What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah! Well... Yeah, totally.
How unfortunate.
No shutting.
So it's the moment you remember. Please go through the red.
Yo.
Come on! What are you gonna do?
Let's go. Hey, come on.
How very
Count on it. Well then.
Shall we go? It's true.
well. Thrills, chills,
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure an aisle pun... Okay, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Chihiro's fatal, it appears it was a head.
According to the Monokuma file, it's what kind of blunt instrument?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
It certainly would.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's, it appears it was a head.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Chihiro's fate, it appears it was a head wound. Chihiro's, it appears it was...
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. It certainly would...
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's, it appears it was...
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, it's wrong!
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused... That...
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack. The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of, I don't know who that is.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, I don't know who that is.
God. For the love of God, I cannot
The
game.
culprit is Genocide. Case closed.
But that's
Why?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, I don't know who that is.
I swear to God, if that
The
thing
culprit
is...
is Genocide Jack. I'm case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
Hey, so,
I literally
I don't know who that is.
I literally shot that shit.
The culprit is Genocide.
Case closed, as far as...
But that's impossible!
Why?
Well, I mean, come on, there's just no proof for it.
Fucking family.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody...
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic.
Never made public?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it!
Yes!
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, The killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
Oh, not this shit again. Didn't have enough hearts.
I refuse to give up yet!
Schizophrenia? Schizophrenia? Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia. Oh. I'm trying to think about this. Schizophrenia. What are you doing? Move.
Now I understand!
There you go.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one...
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist.
I tried.
But your efforts were useless. Well, the opening act is nearly...
Person, you don't...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you mean. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the master. Just kidding.
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. There's clearly a
motive.
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, well, let's assume that if a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this, the modus operandi matches what more proof do we need?
Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really...
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murders, the modus operandi matches
No, that's wrong! Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I think there's a slight difference between the...
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the meal, but what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that. And there are two clear differences between... I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Yes, that is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victim. There's a pattern there. I'll figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all... guys?
That's right! The people I killed with... I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely.
Quiet, lolly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never
kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world!
Okay, whatever.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong, you can you gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore!
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah! That's why we figured it out.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Then the reason he pushed the theory is because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Oh, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind...
Well, Byakuya!
I see. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious?
The way you were acting what? You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right?
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said...
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
You said Byakuya was acting funny, but he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest there was no time for what's so strange.
You wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the file.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room.
There was no time for what's so strange.
You wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the... That's unnatural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
So of course I would suggest there was no time. What's so strange?
You wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
I'm about to die. No.
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting... If you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
So... You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... If you're presented with the opportunity to check out...
That's a natural reaction for
The victim was...
No, it's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room...
I see. That's interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. Huh? What's wrong? Is that it? What's the matter?
There is.
There is more to. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
And again, I can't lose another thing.
What? The difference between... You want me to explain when I want to kill? I use my dare and I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya. Wait,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
obviously somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference? You want me to explain when I want to kill? And I use those same... But Chihiro was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be something there.
Hey, Byakuya.
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously,
Somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between the... You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my barrier and I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be...
Hey, Byakuya.
where'd you... I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Obviously somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
I'm only 1 HP. Give me the
The difference? You want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same... But Chihiro was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be...
Hey, Byakuya. Where'd you...
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Jen. Is that about right? What's wrong?
Hell yes, that's what happened.
I don't disagree with not...
But calling this a game, right?
Sorry, I heard.
We really...
I know. There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? I killed her in the girls' locker. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that...
Please. I didn't even move the thing. Get off what I already said.
I got it!
Yes!
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific.
I believe I do.
Hey, don't just move on without permission.
Come on, McCoy. If there's any chance the murder...
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else. Your proof? The poster in the girl's a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that, but why?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, but Chihiro's handbook she had no way to...
No, she did have a way!
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys'...
I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
She was the ultimate code. I'm sure that would have... No, she used the... Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong! No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well,
I am struck silent by how...
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's...
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense.
she must have had...
Psst. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glip.
So, if she didn't use Leon...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial...
It seems like there's no way...
Okay then,
Hold on a sec. I agree with you, though.
What the? You finally... There's no way she could get in the boys'...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in?
What? What are you talking about?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Wait.
Don't worry. This'll make the whole...
Huh? Well, all right then. Now then, what is it?
Oh, I have no doubt...
locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Examine her.
No, wait!
It's probably... It's not that I'm freaked out or anything.
Very well.
But you're a girl.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave the...
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? What? This is... What is this?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ben, it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, was really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Now let's ride this wave! I do. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that you...
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbooks to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or...
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it, but... I think he might not actually be the kid. What? But aren't you? He just seems to be too... the way he's acting.
And you think that might be because...
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder, at least. And Byakuya. And if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct, for the time.
Mark it as...
He's right. I just happened to come across the... Are you fucking... No, I am not...
Well, I find it very hard to believe...
Go ahead. Find it very hard...
If you're really telling the truth, then... why?
My reasons hardly matter right now then.
Well...
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good.
No, I'm with him because if we're wrong,
That's true.
damn straight. Do you not have a mind? Of course I do. What am...
Anyway, let's discuss...
That's very true.
Our lives are all...
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I got it!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues. Did nobody get a look? I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer. And only the killer.
It's not like they're just gonna... Game over, man!
Yeah! No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us?
Well, did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of...
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer.
No, that's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag?
It seems likely that the culprit...
And that is when he said something. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone.
But Hina and I had invited him to it.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he knew enough so that he was willing to...
Oh! The marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the...
But knowing what we know...
No. You already have what you need.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it?
Think back to the track jacket, focus on the details of these items.
Are you sure? You really think we can figure out...
Why? You want to track...
Even if we had the equipment...
As was noted, the evidence is...
Maybe, but we can make certain...
Easy for you to... But fine. So the bag was... All the bags in there are the same.
Well, if I remember right, do you think there might be some connection?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk...
First of all, we know he was on his way to go, so next we have... Why did he choose...
What do you mean, the
I got it! It matched the one the cover!
So, what, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't... Because exercising...
I have a white tracksuit, personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard... First of all, we know that he was on his way to go exercise, so next we have to ask, why did he choose this...
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the cover...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as...
No, that's wrong! Hold on a second.
Huh?
When Celeste testified... She never said anything, so why did you say...
What are you... Hey,
Celeste.
As a matter of fact...
And before we...
The only one...
Then...
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point.
No.